but good positions being taken post-plant. Sentinel looking to lock into position, and Zooms is the next to fall down. Dark cover put out. And now a two-player advantage. Make that three. Envy doing a great job of culling all of the attackers in his post-plant. And although Sick tries his best with the classic, he gets sprayed down from the frenzy, and that will be Envy. Successful retake comes in with just one loss of life.
I'm on a duelist alongside Sinatraa, because those two can do so much together.
Gives them a lot more entering ability as well. Crashies holding the line, though, against the aforementioned Sick. Sinatra's also fallen to his Spectre, and now Food steps up to the plate. He delivers, he dispatches. A great crossfire established between the two of them, with Crashies picking up 4.
Want to use that Phantom, but we're going to see a little bit of scrapping going on here for Shower's control early. Envy do not want to give it up, though. They're playing 4 with Raze and company. That cage is up, though. It's allowing dapr to kind of creep around his default position, being a lurker in the Showers with Cypher. He wins both the duels. He's getting so much control, and they're going to pounce on that.
Not slowing down, just picking up the pace. Sinatraa on Phoenix with another one.
For Sentinels, they have virtually everything. The only thing that could go wrong is crashies on this push through. He actually gets the spike down towards attacking spawn, and now things get interesting, Vince.
30 seconds
but he's all
left.
alone. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. But 30 seconds. In comes Raze, and Sick has been picked off in midair. Crashies has already landed a flurry of frags. He got a 4K in a couple rounds ago. Maybe he can go in for another one. Recon bolt not required, because ShahZaM puts the Phantom to use in the head of Crashies, and Sentinels just about escape.
Inside hookah or in the side itself, and they could easily get cordoned off.
Caboose has a perfect angle as well, and has his teammate just to his left-hand side. Information gathered. Spike's been dropped down. 15 seconds. Just shy of it now. They need kills. They need to come right in. Oh, Caboose! That's some beautiful Spectre work. The weakened weapon that I even highlighted coming into this round was not like the others, but he still put it to use. So this retake could very well come into play. They need a hero play. dapr joined alongside ShahZaM, who's using that dark cover to his advantage. And now they've got to start to make moves in. Time ticking away. Rumba gives away one position, and now Crashies goes in for another one. dapr with his back to the wall, gets one, runs out of ammunition, and there's Caboose. And enough time for the defuse on top of it. Or actually, does he? This is going to be really close. He may not have this, actually, after all. No, it goes down. They hold on. Sentinels take the rounds.
Oh, that was a roller coaster ride of a retake. Though Ray's starting to come in as well. Caboose has rotated through back halts just in time to spot this, but cannot fit that sheriff shot through before the smoke blooms. It said dapr's the one who dots the eyes there with the Phantom. mummAy able to respond and might be able to pick up a rifle there. Indeed does pick up a Phantom for himself, so maybe they can at least pose some threat, but looking pretty good for Sentinels. But as I say that, mummAy continues to do a lot of damage, forcing rebos at the very least.
I know.
Oh my!
Another one.
This actually could very well go the way of Envy. Not enough time is really elapsed to make this a surefire round for Sentinels. FNS with the next one. Sick needs to hold the line against 4. There's 2, picks up 3, and a 4th. Beautiful hold by Sick. A hero play that Sentinels desperately required. What a beautiful effort from Envy, though. Already giving up, but they will be running in to ShahZaM, who's put one of them down, is keeping their economy low and keeping their weapon count low on top of it. This has been excellent attacking from Sentinels, but they have lost ShahZaM finally, and that should afford the chance at maybe 2 players saving, albeit Caboose whiffing a bit of a spray. He gets punished, and Food continues to hold on desperately with the Phantom. But it's pretty sad that we have to get hyped over basically trying to save some weapons here, Dust, because the round itself, it's over. It's done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That was the entire point of the Hunter's Fury, as you said. It stalled, and it's allowed this flank to come to fruition. But the spike still gets planted down. And now Sick, looking into heaven. Last man standing will be throwing some prayers in that direction. Here comes the showstopper. 1 kill forthcoming. Still retaining most of his hit points. Could still go in for this clutch. He's already picked up a 4K, and he could be on for another clutch, and indeed he will. Sick is unrelenting.
They have not established themselves at all on this map.
Joke's over. You're dead.
They've constantly put in the dumps. They're going to try and get aggressive, hot and heavy through middle via hookah. They run it back. Has been shut down alongside Food. Crashies gets 3, pushing up in a bit of an off angle they've not used yet. And mummAy through the smoke onto dapr. Puts it down to ShahZaM. It would require yet another clutch to get Sentinels across the finish line for their 9th and the final round of the half, but he's been spotted. One of the first operators that we've seen in play does ring out, has already picked up 1 frag, nearly goes in for 2, and ShahZaM has a good idea as to this flank.
Yep,
On the cards, and Finesse is waiting.
The trap bar was triggered, right? I don't know if he shot it or if he walked through it. Either way, ShahZaM knows that he's being flanked. That's a great use of the recon there. Steps out for the 1v1 against Finesse. He'll be able to get the spike back as well. And then he'll get a decision whether he wants to just keep pressing this 1v1. Great use of the Hunter's Fury. Not quite finding the mark. It's right around him. But he's at least setting himself up for a winnable 1v1. He does have the health advantage at least.
Thing is, he's against that operator. He's given his position away, and mummAy will not miss.
At automatic frenzy, and he's got sick for the bait and switch. Ooh, they jump past it though. That's a big entry, and they will follow up nicely. 2 other ones pop in quick, and now that spike is going down. 2-man advantage for Envy on this retake.
Spike planted.
So it's going to have to be a pretty raw retake in a 2v4. We spoke about their individual skill. Well, now's the time to highlight it and showcase what you have. Ness goes in for the peek, staying alive with his ghost. He wants the player that was tagged very early on. ShahZaM spins around for the headshot. And it's the last thing he will do in this round, and a very important one for Envy. They've picked up both pistols. As soon as those smokes start to clear and fade, expect Envy to get really aggressive, and here it comes. Dark cover tossed in, run it back straight away to one showers, and Food instantly gets nullified. His ult gets cancelled, but so does dapr by the hands of Kaboose, who's looking for more, but he runs into Sick, who's on form already with 2 big clutches to his name. He's holding the lines devastatingly well. Sinatraa now dips in for another one, and it puts but not for much longer. Sentinels will lead 9-6 into its demise. Now the recon behind it. Here comes the showstopper. They had the right idea, but the wrong side. dapr's not fallen, and it feels like that was their only hope coming into this round. Now things starting to close down. Authority really comes in with a bulldog. It's the first fire that claims the first kill, but now the Hunter's Fury, spotting crashies, finishes him off, and ShahZaM gets a 3K. Info gathered. Spike cam working out. Sentinel, orbital strike behind it. And out come Envy into the slaughter. Showstopper picked up, actual in 2 kills to Sick. That's how you get it done. Now crashes with the sheriff. Has to try and stand tall, and he is delivering in spades. There's 2 kills with the sheriff. Dispatching of Sentinels. It all comes down to a 1-on-1. Crashes with 61 HP up against Sinatraa. Looking into lamps, has no idea that crashies is taking a very different angle of approach, and crashies puts the bullet in the head of Sinatraa. We said how important this round was, and Envy have got it done. They gathered with the recon, and now Sick can do the rest. He's been tagged down, but still standing, allowing them to pivot off something, stands his ground for another kill, and it's Kaboose that's sent reeling out of the round. Right idea with the play, but now Crashies stepping up to the table, delivers with 2 of his own before he gets paint shelled out of existence. And now Finesse
30 seconds left.
try and make some moves. They push into him, but there's the wall bang from dapr. They just about hold the line.
With his utility slowing everything down, the buy time for rotation, uses that boom bot to perfection to find the advantage duel against crashies, which keeps it at an even 3-on-3 on this retake. Now the showstopper appears as well, and this could be trouble for Envy.
Second satchel tossed in, taking down mummAy, but Food in midair shuts down Sick. Flashes are on point, and Sentinels have a chance at this 2-on-2. Kaboose hiding, praying that Food can stay alive a little bit longer. All he has to do is show a little bit of presence, and that should be good enough. Spraying through, takes down 1, but Sinatraa using that blaze devastating effect and flicks across, but Kaboose holds on for dear life, as will Envy. 4 map points.
Wow, that was close though for Honest Vince. I mean, Sick with yet another hat trick round. He's had so many multi-frag moments in this series, or rather map, I suppose.
And it will start to make a move up alongside. They look for the information. Flashes are good, but Sick does get counted instantly from the shock dart, even though he got the paint shield kill. So it's a 1-for-1, and under normal circumstances, you'd probably say that favors Envy, but with the lack of weaponry, maybe Sentinels do have a chance.
They do, and they're calling for an early rotation already here from zombs because they saw so many towards long B. They have a bit of a crossfire established here with Sinatraa under the window and 1 towards elbow. It's going to be ShahZaM here. getting some bullets in, putting the recon bolt down, trying to set up his teammates to come out and thrive. And ShahZaM now on his own with the frenzy coming in for damage. He gets a little bit off. Zom finds a couple, and now it's a 1v2. It's winnable for dapr. He's got the Phantom, and one of his opponents are low on health.
I can't tossed out, but it has been smoked off. Can't see anything spray up through the cage, nearly yielding damage, but no frags. dapr gets the first. You don't want to peek him one by one. He'll punish you, but mummAy with the Vandal has really come alive these last few rounds. Side, which is the weaker of the two. There's a showstopper up against them. Will there be any kills forthcoming? Sick misses his chance. And with that missed, that could be all she wrote for regulation. We could be headed to overtime yet, but ShahZaM holding the line, holding his reserve, holding the bullets, and trying to put them to the faces of Envy as they push in. And there's the second, not quite a third forthcoming, but Sinatraa elsewhere doing damage. Food now stepping up, dispatching with haste, and there is the Hunter's Fury coming into play. Will this yield any kills? No, he cancelled it after the first time of asking, and now shows his hand. 1v1, crashies up against Brim, but zombs only has 1 HP to his name. A bullet anywhere on his person, and this is headed to overtime. crashies has the position, he has everything going in his way, and a 3k to boot. It's OT. Quite a bit of time before all of this clears away. Recon bolt behind it, information gathered. Spycam also put in position. ShahZaM up close. Will falter, stumble, and get back down from mummAy, and finesse comes in for another one. And zombs, who tries to go through the cage, has been tethered, has been tattered, and Envy take the lead. All 5 of their players moving out through one side. This tactical top staying allows kaboose to post up to a different angle, but dapr's up to the task, and it seems like Sentinel, they're not done just yet, Dust. They want to stay in this. They want to prove that they picked this map for a reason. It gets tossed into hookah. In comes the push. Envy desperately required this. Lots of damage comes down, but it's crashies that get first. ShahZaM holds in for 1, and now dapr's position has gone completely unchecked. Last round, but I don't think they have time. It's going to be incredibly close again. And they wasted too much time. And I go back to what I said before, Dust. Finesse was so slow to rotate.
Switching
play.
The joke indeed is over. But it could be Sentinels that have the last laugh. Kaboose, though, goes in with the first. It's Sinatraa that goes down to his hands. 30 seconds left. Like it's being planted, and Kaboose is wrapped around the back. ShahZaM had no idea that was a possibility. And Sick, who's been a bit quiet in overtime, now starting to get more. Envy looked like they could be in with a shot, but now Sick is stepping back up again. How many clutches has he had in this game already? But he has no idea. That's to finesse his position, and like a coiled viper, he strikes. We go again.
Big entry from Sinatraa. Great counter paranoia, though, from mummAy will slow them down at least a bit. But now we see Sinatraa just full force plowing into U-Haul, but mummAy continues to hold his ground. He's doing so very well.
He's been a beast in these overtimes, and he goes in for another one. Culling down Sentinels. Sure, it's a post-plant, but it's a player behind, and mummAy wants more. He gets more. It's 3 kills to his name, putting it down to just 1. It's dapr, and the spray's off. He gets punished. Envy move around ahead again. More than enough time for the defuse to move in. He also heard the teleporter kaboose. He knows one player's coming behind him. Now he's spotted him in hookah. 15 seconds. Sentinels know they do not have to face him. They know time itself has become an extra player that they can build behind. Kaboose fakes it. He's waiting for the push. That's so well played from Sentinels. So disciplined, so passive, and it yields massively for them.
Any assumptions, I suppose?
Oh, that's perfect curveball. Sinatraa goes in for another one. They mix up the pace, they get aggressive, and they get into the faces of Envy. Envy cannot withstand the storm. They have been submerged post-plant. Sentinels very likely to take another map point.
Oh yeah, there's no chance of Envy retaken here. Sentinels have just been trampling all over the B side, and they're allowing no room back to Envy. mummAy able to get one, sure, but the hill he must climb to do anything else is too steep.
Shine. Cage triggered. That's the aggression you were talking about, but it could backfire because now they're out of position. They've been flashed down, but Sinatraa holds in with dapr. This could be the beginning of the end. They get fended off through hookah. crashies, who's been phenomenal for Envy throughout the entire map. He's been Mr. Consistent. He needs to come in for some more, but ShahZaM got covered to his advantage. And now crashies has fallen. ShahZaM with another one. All falls down to mummAy. 1 on 4. The spike. Desperately hoping that Sentinels make some misplays, and Great shoulder peeking. It's a beautiful insta headshot onto Sig, but it won't be good enough. This marathon, this roller coaster will come to an end. So C is a little bit more vulnerable. This putting Zombs in an awkward position. He gets spotted. Location revealed from the recon bolt. Still has to try and hold the line. Throws in dark cover. Sick and dapr both chipping in for kills. mummAy gets one, but he's shut down, and Zombs is looking so good with that ghost, haunting Envy on their approach, just destroying them with the 3K. Here comes the paranoia, forcing away Sentinels. Quick rotations coming into fruition. But it's all going the way of the pistol, up until the machine gun fire of Sinatraa, putting us back into the realms of possibility, and that's the 4K. Mows them down, riddles them with bullets, and Envy concede for a second time.
Mid focus here, and it's just going to be finesse, kind of lurking that side of that.
You called it spot on, Dust. And ShahZaM has done a great job of holding the line. I say that as he gets frenzied out into oblivion by food, but dapr and Sinatraa quickly rotate in. Finesse caught in the animation of switching guns, gets punished, and not for the first time. Envy sent packing. Plant. With dapr moving in, though, to close proximity. Beautiful shot onto Caboose. And now keeping them busy. He heard the teleport come in, but food still gets the upper hand. And maybe a chance for Envy to finally get themselves around. Information forthcoming from the Owl drone. And now ShahZaM getting the defuse, trying to draw out crashies, who goes for the wide swing, takes his head off, and mummAy's there to pick up the pieces. Welcome to the scoreboard, Envy. Better late than never. Cover in perfect position, denying any information with the recon bolt, and the great paranoia could not have been better placed, but the spray's not quite on point to deliver. The blade storm into mummAy, suppressing his opposite number of jet is ShahZaM, and now Sick goes in, the timing nearly favoring him. Blaze is tossed into play, and with 30 seconds, Sentinels done an excellent job of forcing away Envy.
But look at this.
Trouble.
Food has control of B site. He can cut off these rotations, and C could be a big problem, or they could just bring the spike into B. There's a lot of options now with Food having this space. I don't know if Sentinels realize it, but now Sick in such a perfect spot to shut down the sewers. It doesn't even matter now what territory Food might possess, as it will be all she wrote for Envy in this round. No follow-up. I mean, Food, that's a nice shot, but it's a small prize. And not quite worth the cost. He will at least force a little bit of rebuying on his way out at the end, but still a pretty big round for Sentinels, who can now go up 6-1.
They've got early information. mummAy missing out on his opportunity. ShahZaM will not miss, but he gets traded out instantly. Blow for blow, the teams go. Now Sinatraa will have to deal with a temporary spout of blindness as he comes back in again. Still alive, still holding the line, but he is being encroached on by multiple Envy players. And it's Caboose that puts the final nail in the coffin. dapr caught in transition, and crashies makes the most of that momentary weakness. Envy get across the line for 2. Again, they're not sure as to whether a flank is coming into play. Dark cover tossed in. This is looking better for Envy with each passing second. Blaze now tossed in from their opposition, and in come the swell of attackers looking to try and put a flag back down on what was once theirs. Curveball is good, but the crossfire placement of crashies lets him down, and it's just a ghost that they have left alive. That is massive, and it forces Envy into aggression. It forces them into a bit of misguided approach. They've been lulled, they've been bamboozled, and they have been punished. Phantoms ringing out, vandals with a bit of crossfire established, and crashies nearly pulled that off, by the way. He picked up a 3K really quickly. Storm activated. ShahZaM wants to get up close and personal. Wants to let rip with those daggers. In he comes, there's one, but traded out instantly. dapr, though, makes the most of that momentary weakness and comes in with one of his own. But it's a 1v2, and the positions are brutal for him to contend with. Shot dart in, there's the Hunter's Fury, but it's not required because mummAy comes in with a Phantom. Envy do at least end with 4. But as you said, Dust, you have to feel that Sentinel's attack side is going to be solid.
Kicks Envy into gears. They are going to get aggressive here on the A side, and they're going to get a lot of intel from this. But can they rotate fast enough is the question.
Recon bolt is good, and you can see crashies never had a chance. He'd already expended most of his bullets just to deal with the oncoming threats, had to reload, and that was his life done. And yeah, I mean, that taste of victory would be sweet. I mean, they made them bleed in the last map. They showed that they were mortal after all. Then it's been business as usual as soon as the maps change. And of course, the irony is this is Envy's choice, so it should in theory be a better one for them, but they have been completely squashed under the boot of Sentinels.
It's been harder on Envy to find any way back in.
We'll still try and blunt force trauma their way in, but Caboose can only get one. A barrage of bullets now headed towards the back of the site, and mummAy is doing it all with the Phantom. It's all on zooms. And he instantly gets dispatched by Food. Excellent retake when they lost finesse that early on. I think he may have just took a shot at the back there. Either way, Envy, they have crashies up on the boxes. That's a good crosshair angle to try and dispatch, but Zombs comes out with 2 kills and ShahZaM finishes off the rest. And just like that, the round is done with. The recurring theme of this defense side, they've got a lot of opening picks, but unable to really capitalize on them. They've lost the second, and mummAy pops open the Blade Storm, looking to turn that into a category 5 if he can, but he has been suppressed, and now it's 1-3 falls upon us. Not for the first time, Envy losing the most of getting the opening pick, and some very good utility, some good dark covers tossed in. Zombs gets one, but he's traded out by Food. 1-on-1 falls upon us.
Uh-oh.
And Sinatraa,
you know it.
He's got the Hunter's Fury. It's over.
Oh, yeah.
We can stall this forever. Or can he? Food's waited. He's played this perfectly, but then Sinatraa comes in and head puts him through the dark cover. I was beginning to believe Dust, but it was misplaced belief. Sentinels 2-0.